We've announced as of a couple days ago that the Haygoods are moving to the Clay Cooper Theater for 2014. And we are really super excited about that. We're going to be performing a couple nights a week opposite Clay. He's going to continue doing his current schedule, and we think it's going to be awesome. Clay has a beautiful theater. We're really looking forward to working with him. His staff is amazing. And it's just really exciting to have two super high-powered shows in the same theater. Clay's a really nice guy, and we just couldn't be happier about it. You know, we built a large show management company with 9 different shows in 2 theaters. And about a year ago, some of those shows decided to go ahead and go on the road. Todd Oliver decided that he was going to be heading out, and Roy Rogers Jr. over at RFD TV decided this was his final season. You know, it's just the course of normal Branson show business. Also, the Redneck Tenors at the Americana Theater have completely outgrown the place. They need actually a larger facility, and so they told us, look, we're not going to be at the Americana Theater anymore. So we looked at everything together and just decided that, you know, we need to reevaluate where we're at and what we're doing, and instead of operating these 2 theaters, we decided to consolidate a little bit because the other shows were making big changes. Everybody thinks that you know, that it's not good news, but actually the good news is that the Redneck Tenors have outgrown the Americana Theater, so they are going somewhere else. It's actually a really good thing. So we just took the opportunity to look at it and say, you know, we need to reevaluate what we're doing instead of staying over at RFD because a bunch of the other shows that were working with us were leaving. We decided to go somewhere else with another headliner in the place so that we could all work together. And it's pretty much that simple. I think that Branson show business is actually in the midst of huge changes, but I don't think it's not healthy at all. I mean, there are shows in town that are doing extremely well. If you drive down the strip and you go through the parking lot and you look at shows like Six and Pure Cerro, Dixie Stampede, Sight and Sound, they're full every night. All that is really happening is that the tastes of consumers coming to Branson and the age of consumers are very different than what they were even 5 years ago. I mean, I can remember we used to play material in our song. I'm sorry, we play material in our shows now that 5 years ago we would never even dream of playing because the tastes of the audiences are really changing that come to Branson. We're in the midst of a very interesting time period in Branson. Well, in the whole country. I mean, let's face it. You know, everything is adjusting and changing based on people's wants and needs as consumers, and Branson is absolutely no different. You know, we are working to help those employees. First of all, we have about 35 employees. We do not have 100 employees as was reported. That would be maybe 4 or 5 theaters. No, we only have 2. We have 35 employees. We're working with them to find them other circumstances. The other shows that we're working with right now are going to continue on in other facilities. They actually have already made arrangements. Most of them will be announcing it. A lot of those employees will go there. Somebody else is coming into the Americana Theater. We don't know who to lease it yet, and I'm sure they'll be announcing that shortly. So really, there is no big, you know, layoffs. It's just the Branson shuffle that occurs every year. I think that everyone is just hypersensitive to what's happening in the show business industry right now, that this turned into a much bigger story than it actually even really is. I mean, we're looking toward the future. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, we've performed in Branson for actually 20 years now. I mean, I know we're still kids, but we started really young. We performed for 20 years. We've played over 7,000 or 8,000 shows. And so for us to go from playing 5 or 6 nights a week down to 3 nights a week makes sense for us to be able to go on for 5 more years. We love Branson. We believe in Branson. Our family isn't leaving here. We all have homes here, and neither are most of the shows that are working with us right now. They're just moving to other facilities. And we look forward to the future, and that's what we're getting set up for, is the new reality of Branson. And you know, personally for our family, look, I have a 1-year-old daughter. My brother has a 3-year-old son. We want to spend time with them, and working, you know, around the clock 5 or 6 nights a week, sometimes 7, you know, shows, or even 8 shows a week, you know, during the prime season. We want to have it a little bit easier, do 3 shows a week, and being able to go in there with Clay Cooper and work with him is just a huge privilege, and I'm amazed that we could actually work it out, and we're really excited about it. We're going to be here for a long time to come.